I remember when I was in fourth grade and we did a unit on Japan, and there was a book about Japan, and I had never heard about Asia, period. I mean, I didn't know Asia existed. And on the front of the book was a picture of a pagoda, and behind it this incredibly beautiful Japanese garden. And I grew up in LA, basically a desert, and I saw that picture and I thought, wow, this is really something beautiful.
I was hanging out by the door and I saw Jonathan walk in, and I said, now, that looks like an interesting man. And I went right up to him right away.
Yeah, and I saw this person approaching me, and he said, "Hi, my name is Gary," and he shook my hand, and then we started talking, and I said, "Are you gonna stand here all night? Are you gonna dance with me?"
I think one thing about Asian guys is they seem to be really direct. I mean, they look at you and they won't look away. They're pretty, it's pretty obvious if they're interested. Whereas I tend to think Caucasian or maybe more Americanized guys, they'll kind of look and look away and look and look away. You don't want to look too interested. It's a kind of a more of a little dance before you get to know each other.
My experience has been that it's not a direct, "Hi there, how are you?" It's more heavy eye contact. And then you saunter, you sidle, you kind of slither around the room until you're standing next to each other, and then the conversation starts.
No kissing, no nothing, just friends. Told him I had a boyfriend, so it's like, I have a boyfriend, and he knew, but we still just hung out. He wouldn't let other people from the salon hang out with us. When it officially ended, that's when we dated.
With me, it tends to be the Caucasian male approaches me, and the interaction usually tends to be they throw off a sign of attraction, either through staring or coming up and talking to me, and then I kind of pick and choose from there.
So you like that?
I do. It cuts out the work for me. It's like, okay, I know who's interested, and I don't have to worry about getting the courage to go up to someone, but at the same time I can select who I want to spend time with.
How did we meet?
Well, that is a long story.
Yeah, he has his own version and I have mine.
Mine is the right one.
I don't think so.
Well, we first saw each other from across the room at there was a Pacific Friends pageant.
It was an AIDS benefit and a pageant all at once.
Right, and I was helping out backstage, and he was in the audience, and we kind of saw each other. And then
I was flirting with him once.
Oh, yes, he was.
I do the approaching in about 99.9% of the cases. Yeah. I think that from people I've talked to, and my observations is that I think it's part of Asian culture that they don't do the approaching. They sort of wait for, if you're in a mixed bar and there's Asians that are interested in meeting a Caucasian person, they will not approach the Caucasian person. At least the people that I have met have told me that I was looking at you, but I was waiting for you to come over to me. And it's like, well, I'm glad I did. We never would have met otherwise,
It turns me on physically. I'll tell you, the one thing that makes a big difference for me is smell. And Asian men that I've been with have a smell that I just love. I can't quite explain it, but there's something there that's just really wonderful. Perhaps because I'm white and hairy and sort of greasy and a little bit stinky. And Asian men that I've met have been have the right smell, feel delicious, and just have a real nice feel to them.
I don't know. I think it was that I was sort of turned on with the smoother bodies. I thought they were really sexy. I liked, believe it or not, I think I'm sort of attracted to more of a little bit more of an effeminate type. I don't know why that is. Not flaming, you know, but I sort of liked the gentler spirit, I guess maybe would be a way to say it.
I would not want to date a man that looks like me. Partly because I don't think of myself as a narcissist, but also because I just don't do it for myself.
I think what I really have liked about Filipinos is I just think it sounds like just such an interesting place. It had its own culture, and then it had Spain, Spanish rule for 300 years, and then American rule for 50 years. And you have sort of these cultures layered on top of each other.
Favorite physical feature? I think the way that he conducts himself, the way that he carries himself, as far as the way that he walks, the way that he touches me, the way that he moves. I like to watch him. I like to watch him move.
He's very smart. He's a very, very smart person. And I can ask him a lot of things and he could tell me the answer, and I really like that. He's a very smart person.
They're different than I am. They're usually bigger. Their skin is, way white. Their hair color is different. Their eye color is different. I guess it's the unfamiliarity of them.
Like I've dated Black, Hispanic, but predominantly it's been Caucasians. I guess physically there's certain features that I'm attracted to, as well as other things. In terms of physical features, it's just usually I like people who are, I guess, hairier. You could say that.
The sense of success and ease that I think white men have in the society is something that certainly I've always wanted to incorporate in myself. Maybe not just me, but women. I think women want power, Asian men want power, and white men have power in the society. And I think a lot of Asian men's attraction to white men is about the desire for power, personal power.
Has anyone ever asked how hairy I am? Yes, actually. And sometimes I'll go out purposely and sort of leave a button or two open so people will know what they're getting into before it happens. And then there's no mystery, and we all know what it's about.
There's all these words for body hair, which I think is really interesting because Filipinos tend to not have a lot of body hair, but depending on where it is on your body, there's a different word for it. So it's kind of interesting,
Yes. Yeah. Or specific areas. Oh, you seem to have hairy arms. Do you have a hairy chest? Do you have hairy legs? Occasionally I get those questions.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. I've had people ask me if I was smooth or hairy. Yeah. I'm not sure why. Because, I could be either or. It just depends on when's the last time I shaved, I suppose. But
there was always this look of, woo, a forest when I would take my shirt off. So I guess that was good.